Ferrari's Kimi Raikkonen went quickest in second practice ahead of Sunday's Singapore Grand Prix. Not such a good day for his teammate Sebastian Vettel. The four-time world champion damaged his car after clipping a wall. Vettel finished with the 9th fastest lap time. Championship leader Lewis Hamilton also took a couple of wrong turns, but ended up second quickest. The Mercedes driver is 30 points clear of Vettel in the title standings, with 7 races left in the season.
I was trying to, I'd let the guys past, and then they were both backed off. They were going quite slow, and I was trying to recover ground. And I basically had my brake balance too far forward, and Sebastian tried to speed up, and then I locked up and I was going to hit him, so I had to shove to the left to avoid him and kill my tyre. But so kind of rookie error for myself.
New Zealand take on South Africa in the Rugby Championship this weekend, looking to continue their dominance of the Southern Hemisphere sides. Australia are hosting Argentina, looking to build on their win against the Springboks last week. David Pocock missed that game with a neck injury, but has been made captain for the game on the Gold Coast. Well, it will take a miracle for New Zealand not to retain their title. It was one of their defeats of Australia that caused Pocock a serious injury, with the captaincy coming immediately after he was finally cleared to play.
A week's a long time in rugby. Yeah, it's one of those things. We talked about this morning and put a new plan in place, and I don't think a huge amount changes as players. There's guys coming in and out all the time, so you train for that and you hope you're ready.
The war of words has intensified ahead of Saturday's world title fight in Las Vegas between undefeated middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez. Golovkin's trainer has taken a jab at Canelo, calling him an insult to boxing. This will be their second fight. They battled out a draw 1 year ago. The rematch was meant to happen in May, but Canelo failed 2 drugs tests, blaming it on eating contaminated meat. Champion Golovkin, however, doesn't believe his Mexican rival's excuse and has accused him of cheating. Well, UK boxing writer David Anderson says Golovkin was unlucky not to be awarded the decision in the first contest.
I thought Golovkin edged it. I know he faded towards the latter rounds of the fight, and that may be a worry again for him for this time round, that he may fit again because he's 8 years older than Canelo at 36. But for me, Golovkin did enough, and it really was a poor decision to try and make that out as a draw. Again, the cynic in you might turn around and argue, well, the fact that he made such a controversial draw made it a natural rematch, meant that it was certain that the second fight would happen, that it would make even more money than the first. The first, I think, made £22 million, was his 3rd biggest grossing fight in boxing history, and this one could be just as big, if not bigger. It is a bit ridiculous, really, that Canelo failed those 2 tests back in February, got a 1-year suspension, reduced to 6 months, which conveniently means that although he couldn't fight the rematch in May, he is free to fight now in September, and therefore a lot of people are going to make a lot of money from this fight. We tend to look at the middleweights for the pound-for-pound champions. So I think really in what they've done over the last few years, I think we can say that these are probably the 2 best pound-for-pound fighters at the minute, squaring off to see who's number 1.
Football now, and Horoya of Guinea are playing in the African Champions League quarter-finals for the first time. And on Friday, they kept 8-time champions Al Ahly at bay in Conakry. It was 0-0 in the first leg, with a return in Egypt at the end of the month. Meanwhile, Algeria's ES Sétif are about to kick off at home against defending champions Wydad Casablanca. Like the Moroccans, Sétif have won the trophy twice, the last time in 2014. The other ties are on Saturday. Angola's Primero de Agosto have never been in the semi-finals before. They're up against 5-time winners TP Mazembe of DR Congo. 2 Tunisian sides, Esperance and Étoile du Sahel, play the other fixture. The Los Angeles Dodgers ended a 5-game losing streak against the St. Louis Cardinals on Thursday, and with that move a step closer to the playoffs, the Dodgers are now within 1 game of St. Louis for the final National League wildcard spot. Manny Machado homered and drove in 3 runs to help the Dodgers to the win, 9-7 the final score. A close game between the Chicago Cubs and the Washington Nationals. It was tied at 3-3 in the 10th inning. That's when Javier Baez came to the rescue for the Cubs. He had homered earlier, and this bunt single gave Chicago the winning run for a 4-3 victory. Now, anyone taking on the New England Patriots in the NFL might hope to give themselves a psychological edge with a little bit of trash talk. But the Jacksonville Jaguars' Jalen Ramsey has taken it into new territory Asked about his promise to dominate the Patriots' Rob Gronkowski on Sunday, he said not even his own grandmother would be safe from him on the football field.
I don't believe in having friends on the field. Like, I mean, my brother, my dad, my mom, grandma was out there. Like, it's on. Like, after the game, we can be cool. It doesn't matter.
You wouldn't really hit your grandma.
No, I definitely would. She know that. My grandma know that. I love you, but she know that.
Would she hit you back?
Will she hit me back? Grandma might not get up from one of my legs.
Glad I'm not his grandmother.
No.